Detroit Lions fans, Detroit Den 313 back with another episode. Stephen Will here, ready to talk Detroit Lions football. Before we do, please hit the subscribe button. It's free, doesn't cost you anything. If you just stumbled upon us and you don't want to miss our forward episodes, man, coming forward, please hit that subscribe button. Helps us out tremendously. And think about becoming a member if you want to win some free Detroit Lions stuff. Steve, I think the mood is a lot better than it was last night. Um, we got some good news. I don't know if you want to lead with that, but what the heck you want to talk about?
Yeah, Maurice Norris is good. Tweeted out or put on his Instagram story either late last night or early this morning. All is good, responsive, talking. I saw him FaceTiming with some teammates. So prayers were answered. You know, good situation to be in. Looking forward to him being back at practice, Will. But yeah, different mood tonight. Back to our normal routine. We're going to talk about some winners, some losers from yesterday's shortened game. Small sample. We only got 3 quarters of football yesterday instead of 4, but I think that there were some winners, there were some losers. Who do you want to start with, Will?
Steve, really, if you're okay with this, there's some key names that were some winners that were kind of some expected winners. So I'm just gonna hit those guys and not even really talk about them because it's kind of things that if you want to elaborate on some of them, then we can do that. But other than that, I got kind of some 2 quiet sleeper bubble type guys. But Talik balled out, man. Tate Ratliff looked good. He's another one, man. I kind of expected Grant Stewart, Zach Cunningham, veteran guys, and Isaac Tesla. Those are all guys that looked good, but those are guys that I kind of expected to look good. So I'm not really over the moon about those ones. You got anything on
Yeah,
those guys?
just excited that our first 2 round, all 3 of our first 3 draft picks from last season or last draft, played very well. Tate Ratledge, moving people. Tyleek Williams, moving people in the opposite direction. Isaac Tesla, catching touchdowns, going up, making some red zone plays, some 50-50 jump balls. Like to see that kind of stuff. So it's looking like maybe Brad hit one of them home runs in the draft, Will. So yeah, no real need for a massive deep dive there. We kind of got what we expected. They really stood out, but kind of expected it. Who are some sleepers who stood out?
Listen, we mentioned it last night just a little bit, but I'm not going to stop because I watched the film today. I've been watching football all day, Steve.
That must be nice. Well, I've just been working my butt off all day.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm not because you laughed last time. So when I had to work, so I'm not sorry. I don't feel bad at all. But Broadick Martin, man. Broadick Martin, he played some decent football yesterday, man. I'm excited about what he did. Now, is it groundbreaking stuff? I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's groundbreaking and we need to give away a Broadick Martin jersey on the show, but I am excited. Custom, but I am excited for him, man. It was nice to see him make some impactful plays. He got a lot of snaps. He finished the game healthy and strong. I'm looking forward to seeing what this leads into. Is this momentum going to turn into something, man? Because, man, he is a large human, and if he can catch fire, man, it's thoughts and prayers. So, Broadick Martin, how you feeling about him, Steve?
I just don't know how many more chances he has. Is he going to do enough to make the team? I don't know. I had him getting cut. I think he's right there still on that fringe for me. He did play good yesterday. Listen, I've been a Broadick Martin hater. I have never come on here and said that I'm a hater of a certain player, but I kind of wrote him off. I said, I don't think this project is going to pan out. I don't think it's working so far. It's just maybe it's time to cut the cord and just let bygones be bygones. Maybe this is Brad Holmes swing and miss, but I don't know, Will. I do think he played good yesterday. I don't think it was the greatest football game ever played by a defensive tackle by any means, but getting on the field, showing that you can move an offensive lineman and having a tackle for a loss in a very small window of playing time was nice to see. It was encouraging. So if he can do that, you know, in the last 2 games and get some more reps here and there, maybe he makes this team. But as of now, I still think he's a cut candidate, but he did play pretty good yesterday.
Yeah, he's a bubble guy still, man, but I'm excited, man. I think he has some pressures or some hurries as well. Even had a little penalty when he got home, man, but it was kind of ticky-tacky. It wasn't anything like he made a complete no-no or nothing like that, man. So, yeah, Broadick, exciting for you, man. Praying for you. Keep balling, man. You're wearing Honolulu blue, so cheering for you.
Well, there was a loser yesterday. I think a big loser yesterday. And we didn't talk about it too much. I kind of tried to brush past it a little bit because I wasn't in the mood to be very critical yesterday with what happened to Mo Norris. So I don't think anyone lost more than Hendon Hooker did yesterday or the week before. I just, well, it's painful to watch. 7 for 10 sounds good, looks great. 38 passing yards. All right, Hendon check down is what he was just doing all day yesterday. Not really airing it out. Um, Fumbled the ball twice, 2 lost fumbles, 2 back-to-back bad games, which wouldn't normally be an issue, but I know we're about to put him on the shelf for a whole another season, and we'll be having this conversation next summer. What's Hendon going to do? And this is going to be the last memory of him, more than likely. So I don't think anyone has lower stock on this team right now than Hendon Hooker will. Do you agree or disagree?
I can't say that he's got the lowest stock on the team, man, because there's some people that I saw out there, more specifically in the secondary, that probably aren't on this roster, you know, 2 weeks from now. So I'm not going to say he's got the lowest stock on the team, because he's probably going to be on this roster for the whole season. So, but I will say it wasn't great. And Steve, to kind of elaborate on that, as I watch these other young quarterbacks play today, I watched JJ McCarthy, I watched Jackson Dart today. They look way more comfortable. They look way more poised. I said it the other day about or yesterday about Shedeur Sanders. They look way more in command than a guy who's got 3 years under his belt, man. Like it's 3 off seasons, I should say. And I know that the first one he was hurt, but it's still, he was getting mental reps understanding the offense. So I don't know, man. I know people are going to say, I've seen it in the comments already from yesterday's podcast and on Twitter. And the guy's just learning this new offense from a new offensive coordinator. So is all of these rookies that just got here, right? And they've never taken an NFL snap or had NFL practice before this training camp. I just don't have a lot of excuses for him at this point, man. He's got to play better if he wants to stick around. So I think that Coach Campbell was just, and Brad Holmes were kind of just giving us the facts straight with no chaser. If Hendon wants the second job, man, he's got to play better. That's the bottom line. So I don't know. He looked just uncomfortable, even when he was running the football, which is supposed to be an asset. He looks uncomfortable, like it's just chaos, man. The one where he was running up the sideline instead of just getting the first down and running out of bounds, he did this awkward dance up the sideline and then got hit. It's just, he just looks uncomfortable. I don't really understand it, Steve. I don't know what's going on. Speculating, but I don't know if he's got something going on outside of football that's got him not mentally all there. But man, that's middle school, man. I expect my 10-year-old, man, if he's booting out and he's got the first down, to just run out of bounds, man. I expect that if everything's buttoned up, he gets outside the tackle box and throws it out of bounds. Like, these are simple plays, man. I'm just a little bit confused at what's going on. And it's still pulling for you, but you're not giving us a whole lot to work with.
Well, the only reason he's making this team is not because of his play. It's because he's under contract for 2 more years. He has not done anything play-wise to show me that he deserves a roster spot over many other people on this team. I mean, he just, I think Hendon is getting a dose of, you're in the NFL now. Everyone's big, everyone's fast, everyone's athletic. Those windows that you were used to throwing it at Tennessee, where, Jalen Hyatt and those guys were 10 yards wide open, that's not the case anymore. You got to thread that bad boy into a very, very small space. And even running, I think he's just so used to just picking up a first down so easily, and maybe coming from practice where he's not going to get hit, that maybe he's just realizing that this is the NFL and everyone's fast. Everyone can chase down quarterbacks. It's just, I think he's just getting a tough taste of some medicine that he's just got to take here. And I don't know how to fix it, Will. I really don't, because last preseason, I thought he looked good. I was more confident last year in him than I am this year by far. It's not even close. I think Kyle Allen had a damn near perfect game yesterday, and I was excited to see. I'm about to say I was excited to watch Kyle Allen play football in the fourth quarter yesterday, Will, because he went out there, chucked the ball around, 2 touchdowns, damn near perfect passer rating, over 100 yards passing. I know 68 came of him on one play, but he threw a good deep ball right in stride. The only person who almost knocked it down was the referee. So Kyle Allen, I think right now I'm more comfortable with being quarterback 2 than Hendon Hooker. And honestly, I would be even more comfortable if we still went out and got a quarterback, Will. But I don't think that's going to happen because training camp's only got a couple more weeks. But my trust and faith level in Hendon right now is about 1%.
Yeah. Kyle Allen as a winner. I will say that as a winner, like we were talking about winners today, I was kind of holding that one in the pocket as one of the winners. But he played some doggone good football yesterday. I think he had a perfect passer rating, is something that I read earlier. He even looked more athletic, and even there was a couple times where free rushers were in both of those guys' face, and then Hooker and Allen, and the way that Kyle Allen handled the free rusher was way better than Hendon was handling. He just looked comfortable. He's out there making plays. He's in the driver's seat for the number 2 job. I'm with you though. I'd be happy if they brought somebody in. Uh, but I think there's a lot of talk about Carson Wentz, and I would be happy if they brought in Carson Wentz. But I also think there's teams like the Browns, there's teams like the Giants, there's teams that have a lot of quarterbacks on their roster, and they're not going to be able to carry all of these quarterbacks into the regular season. So it might benefit the Detroit Lions too to kind of wait, let the dust settle, see who ends up being released, waived, cut, and maybe they pick up somebody and get them in the building that way too, man. So we still got some preseason games to go. Longest Hender's on the roster. I'm going to be interested in seeing what he does, but man, my shield for Hendon Hooker and just being optimistic is pretty beat up.
Yeah, I don't know, Will. I just I don't feel like I can bring Hendon Hooker into a meaningful preseason or regular season game and leave with a win. I just don't think it can happen. Regardless of him having a massive increase in talent around him, there's also going to be a massive increase in talent on the other side of him too. So it's a double-edged sword. You can't just say, well, if Hendon were playing with Amonra and J-Mo and the offensive line, that's great. You got to remember that the other team's defense is probably not their whole starting defense either. So we can't have our cake and eat it too. So I'm sick of hearing that narrative because that's just not how preseason football works. But Will, I think he was just the biggest disappointment. I wasn't really disappointed with what I saw yesterday. Do you have any other winners/losers you want to talk about?
I got a couple of winners, but let's finish on a couple of winners. Let's go into one more that needs improvement. And I'll be honest, this was one of the more I was a little bit more disappointed in how this player performed, and it might be shocking, and I'm down to argue because I watched every single snap today. I'm going to tell you guys that before you say crazy things to me. I don't get on here and say things before watching and getting the information. So Giovani Manu, man, he got beat by hands. He got beat by speed. He got beat by brute strength. He just did not look good. He's a guy who, okay, pass game, I'm not expecting anything crazy out of him. I know he's still learning, but I expected in the run game him to just be moving people, even on double teams where he was moving up to the second level. It was like he was just like laying blocks and completely missing guys or like just sliding off of guys. He's a crazy large athletic human. I would be expecting him to be getting his hands on safeties and linebackers and throwing them across the field. That's just not what I saw from a pass pro point of view. He was just getting beat, like for lack of a better word. It just wasn't second year takeover for Taylor Decker down in the future type of play that I saw. And he got a whole lot of snaps. And before people even challenged me like, hey, man, okay, the dude's young. He got the kind of the starting nod because Taylor Decker isn't playing. He's going against starting caliber type guys or rotational pieces on the other team. No, Gio played most of the game. So he was out there in the fourth quarter and he was still getting beat by guys I've never heard of. So I just didn't like it. It rubbed me the wrong way. I saw a couple of plays I watched the game 4 times. So, and looking at certain players. So it made me revert back to say, okay, I'm going to watch this whole game and I'm going to watch Gio and see how this thing goes. And it just wasn't what I was expecting out of him. I was expecting him to just move people against their will. And I didn't see that at the game.
Well, I'll be honest. I have not got a chance to rewatch the game, but what I remember off the top of my head, I don't remember him standing out and looking bad. I just don't think he gave up. I don't think he gave up a sack. I don't think he was atrocious. I don't think he was great, but I need to go back and watch a little bit more because just from watching the game live, I remember just thinking like, okay, like Manu's not really doing much to win the job. He's not really doing much to lose the job. He's a jack. He's just a guy out there. And in preseason, for a project player, trust me, I wish Hendon Hooker would have been just a guy, like nothing special, just kind of getting the job done. So I'll have to go back and do a little bit more homework on that one, but I take your word for it.
Yeah, he got flat out. I don't know if he gave up a sack. I know he gave up some pressures though, and I know he gave up some free runs to the running back. So I don't want to speak to it because I don't have my notes in front of me. I wrote some stuff down on them, but just generally, it's just not good enough. I'll say that it's not good enough to be on the left side of a franchise quarterback and that quarterback to feel safe. So, Gio, let's take care of some business, but not finishing on a negative note. Jackson Meeks balled out, man. Had some big plays. That 68-yard reception. He dropped one, but it was kind of an awkward, kind of hit him in a bad moment. I don't think he was really ready for it. Where he probably would have had over 100 yards. I've been pressing for over 100 yards. Al-Qudim Muhammad, another one. He started off the game hot, Steve. He was making some plays. We kind of hit on him yesterday though, so I won't bang that one out. Hassanin, Keith Cooper. These guys were balling, man. They're athletic, they can run, they're disruptive. Keith Cooper is a guy who I'm looking to probably make this team, man. So is Miles Adams. But to highlight a bubble guy that I think is going to make this team and could be impactful, Nate Lynn, Steve. Nate Lynn, he plays some doggone good football. I did see this earlier today on Twitter. He was the highest graded player for the Detroit Lions last night, man. So shout out to Detroit Times for posting that. That's where I got that from. But he jumped off of the screen and he was out there early, Steve. So he was out there in the first quarter and he was also out there in the back half of the game getting lots of reps. He was playing defensive end, Steve, not linebacker. He was lining up as a rush defensive end and getting it done. He looks bigger, stronger, faster this season. I think he's a bubble guy who could potentially end up on this roster.
Nate Lynn was a problem yesterday, Will, and they kept talking about him from last season, how good he looked before he got hurt. And I remember he came into the game and it was right when Atlanta made the quarterback change to Emory Jones, and he chased him down on the backside, Will, and just planted him in the dirt. But yeah, come here, young man. But if you didn't notice, Ahmed Hassanin was the second man in line to get a sack on that play. He was like a shoelace away from getting there first. So relentless pursuit. Both of those guys, again, we talked about Nate Lynn a little bit yesterday. Game of the night or defensive player of the night, in my opinion. Is he making this team, though? Because we had our whole starting linebackers who didn't even play. And then we had some depth guys who we both really, really like Zach Cunningham. I thought he had another good game, filling the hole in the run game, chasing down some quarterbacks. Grant Stewart, he's locked in as at least a special teamer, maybe some snaps at linebacker as well when the opportunity arises. Rodrigo coming back. We haven't seen Derek Barnes, haven't seen Alex Anzalone, haven't seen Jack Campbell. So we're pretty loaded at linebacker. So I think Nate Lynn is a good term for him, is bubble guy. 100% understand that if he does make the team, 100% hope that he's at least on the practice team and no one swipes him up if that's the road we have to cross.
He's got to be on a 53-man roster. He's got to be. And he's going to get there by playing special teams. But he's a guy, I said it yesterday, I'll say it again for those who didn't catch the show yesterday. He's a guy that ends up going to the New England Patriots or the Baltimore Ravens, and you're like, wait a second. Kyle Vanoy, didn't we draft him?
Yeah.
He's balling now? Like, what happened, right? Jelani Tavai, what wasn't he like? Hey, listen, Jelani Tavai, man, is playing some good football now, man. I know it wasn't good when he was here, but it's sometimes you gotta adapt things, and I think new regime. This isn't Patricia isn't here anymore, so new regime. I think that the Coach Shep and Coach Glenn have shown that they're pretty good about adapting to their personnel. Even when we look at what's going on with Rocky Scene right now. They said, hey, listen, you're too good and too versatile. We can't cut you, but we're deep as heck at corner. I think we get you at safety, man. So they think outside of the box, man, and do things that ultimately fit the team and the guy who they're trying to keep and help feed their family, man. They find a way for good players to be able to help. So I think that could be another situation. But I'm looking for Nate Lynn to make this roster for that reason, man, because listen, poo-poo pants James Houston was somebody that was supposed to make this roster and did make this roster. And I've seen way more out of Nate Lynn that makes me optimistic than I saw out of James Houston. I know people are going to say, well, wait, the roster's better now, but I think that Nate Lynn can help out on special teams and then work his way into some type of position on that defense.
I hope so, Will. But if he makes the team, it's a tough decision for someone else to get cut, and I don't know who that's going to be. But our linebacker room, absolutely love it. It's loaded. Our whole defense is loaded. Our secondary is loaded. Our wide receiver room is loaded. Like I'm curious to see who's going to be the odd man out, and I genuinely am not in a position yet to make my final cut decisions. With 2 games left to play, but that's probably an episode we can do later on once it gets closer to that time, is maybe some people who are likely to get cut. But right now, Nate Lynn can't come off the best defensive game, best player on the defense yesterday and get cut. I think that's a strong argument for him to make this team, but there are still 2 other preseason games, so we'll have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah, man. Other things to look out for is our guy Dominic Lovett, man. He's on a 10-day absence right now, man, trying to get healthy. So if Jackson Meeks is balling while you're not available, you got to be careful because these roster spots are up for grabs now. Dominic Lovett, I think that he's on this roster, but you can't be gone for too long, buddy. You better get out here and start playing some football. Last thing, Steve, Jake Bates just coming in and nailing a 57-yarder. I know he's had some misses in camp, but when the dust settles and he's out there on the field when it counts, he bangs those things. That thing had probably another 10 yards on it. It was
10 yards. Will, are you nuts? He would have been good from anywhere in the city of Atlanta.
You're not wrong, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice to see that we get on the other side of the 50-yard line and we're like 5 yards away from having at least 3 points. You know what I mean? Like it's a nice, comfortable feeling to know that we really, if we get a kickoff and there's a penalty and we get the ball at the 40, we're talking 15 yards and we get 3 points automatically. Like, what are we even talking about here, Will? And don't let this defense be nasty and get a couple stops or maybe a free trip to the red zone. And even if we get stuffed, we still got Jake Bates. From anywhere from the 45 back is pretty much Jake Bates' range. If he's in the building, he's in Jake Bates' range, Will.
Hey, listen, you said Coach Campbell, they get on the field and Coach Campbell just looks over at Jake and he's like,
just give me the nod, Coach. Just give me the nod.
Let me know. Just let me know.
Yeah.
Love it.
You got anything else for tonight?
No, that's it, man. Excited. Let us know if we missed anything, guys. Somebody that's, you think that was a winner, man, that we forgot, or a loser, because I had some other ones that were kind of on the bubble, but I didn't want to turn this into a negative thing because there was so much good that I saw. And I got some guys on this list that I didn't even hit.
Yeah, I mean, we could have had a 2-hour episode if we really wanted to, but for the sake of time, we'll save some other names for another show. Stick around, hit that like button. We'll be back later.
Peace.